blitz out. So, Shannon, how dumb was the blitz call?
Skip, they're not losing under that Trevor Lawrence. I tweeted this, Skip. The Raiders were so convinced that Greg Williams was going to come with what we call a bomb blitz, Skip, which would bring everybody and vacate the middle of the field. Their best receiver, Waller, Skip, he had a career day going. He had 13 catches, 200 yards, and 2 touchdowns. They were so convinced they were coming with the bomb blitz, they left him in the block. Now, remind you, Skip, Derek Carr had missed Aguilar. How many times had he missed Aguilar? He had the deep post, the same one Jimmy Garoppolo missed Emmanuel Sanders with. He missed him on the end zone with that. He missed him like 3 times. The Jets did everything they could to help the Raiders. Skip, the running back ran out of bounds on 3rd down. And the referee kept running the clock, saying, well, he was going backwards. No, he wasn't. They pushed him out of bounds. This is how you know it. Because the head coach, Skip, he could hear everybody calls. He could hear the offensive coordinator when they make a call, or he could hear the defensive coordinator when they make a call. Why are we running bomb blitz in this situation? Skip, a field goal doesn't help you. It's 13 seconds on the clock. The only thing that beats you up, Skip, is a touchdown. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to build a fence up at the goal line, and if you throw this ball, guess what? If I keep you in bounds, the game's going to, because he caught the touchdown with 5 seconds. So if I tackle him in bounds, the ball game's over. Skip, this came down from the top. I don't care, you can't convince me otherwise that Trevor Lawrence is going to the Jets, or he's going to have to tell them he doesn't want to play for the Jets, because I have never, ever seen a situation like this. Skip, Ruggs ran 4.27. They come with a bomb blitz, and the guy, he bites on the, first of all, I don't even know why you've been on the double move, because you're hoping he throw it to him and you catch it and you make the tackle. Boom, you got ball game's over. Skip, this was dumb. Now, I don't know, look, I know Greg Williams. I like Greg. But if I own the Jets, everybody got to go. The D coordinator, the head coach. Skip, I'm fine. I'm just going to make do with what I got and put somebody in place. Skip, this is absurd. Those guys fought too hard for the coaches to take this victory away from them. And that's what happened. Greg Williams and the head coach, because the head coach, just like Pete Carroll could have overruled Darrell Bevel when he called that bull jive in the Super Bowl, he could have overruled that play, but he didn't, because they do not want to, because Jacksonville only got 1 win too, Skip. So that's the one thing you don't want to have happen, is have that thing be a coin flip, or it come down to somebody won one more AFC game, or somebody lost to this opponent, and you lose that #1 overall pick. The Jets are going to get that pick, and that means they got to go 0-16, and they're going to keep it.
Okay, I got to call you on one thing.
Go ahead.
You seriously accuse the Jets of somebody at the top, GM or owner, in the few seconds before the defense was called, before the last play, that they called down and told Greg Williams, you have to call a cover 0 max blitz in this situation?
I believe, Skip, that was already discussed. Skip, there is no way you keep running these bomb blitzes when you're up like they were up, Skip. Why would you keep doing that? Why would you keep... I can see, Skip, if you're getting in field goal range because, field goal can tie me. Okay, fine. At least you go to overtime. But, Skip, they need a touchdown. They need a touchdown. And the Raiders the Raiders are so convinced that he's going to come with a bomb blitz again. They max protect because they know it's coming.
Okay, here I go. I am a big Greg Williams fan. I love the way he attacks on defense, and I always have. And it has almost always been good to great in its effectiveness. What has he always done in any sort of Hail Mary situation? He always blitzes. I love the concept because I've always wondered, just as an innocent bystander, when I watch these games on TV, it seems about half the time Hail Marys get caught in the end zone because it's just a jump ball between sort of 4-on-4s, usually, but maybe sometimes 5-on-5. And that, if I were the defensive coordinator, it would horrify me to think that I'm going to make it a coin flip on the last throw of the game. If I give that guy time to wait and wait and wait until everybody gets camped, everybody posts up in the end zone, and then I give him time with a free run into almost a javelin throw of a 60-yard pass or however long it is, so that he can get everything on the ball to get it up as high as he can, to let it drop down amidst the jump ball, and see if you can get a tipped ball or somebody can snag it up high because they just out-jump everybody else. I don't like that concept. I don't like letting the game hang in the balance of a jump ball in the end zone. So if you can get to the quarterback, I see most Hail Marys result from a three-man rush because you have 5 blocking 3, and you can just block them and block them and block them, and it seems like the guy's got 30 seconds to wind up and throw the football.
Well, here's the thing, though, Skip. You're right. It's a 5-on-3. But what they had in this situation
this is
was
different. Okay, but let's look at the play right before.
Yes.
What happened on the play before the play? If we could see that real quick. Yeah, what happened? They rushed 3. They rushed only 3, and all of a sudden Derek Carr steps up in the pocket, and Aguilar is gone for a touchdown. Why was he gone against basically a prevent defense?
Because I don't know, Skip. I don't know what the secondary is doing.
I don't know.
Both of the safeties.
Okay. Okay, think about what they got back there. The corners are rookies, okay? And the safety, one of them, except for Marcus May, who's a good player, but the other one's just a backup who'd never started for the Jets. It's Matthias Farley.
Right.
And he started some games for the Colts, but he'd never started for the Jets, okay?
Right.
So he's just the backup. So you have 2 rookies, one of them undrafted, the guy who got burned, right? Whose name happens to be Lamar Jackson, but he's just undrafted out of Nebraska. The other kid's a 5th-round pick, but he's a rookie.
Right.
Okay? So that's who you're trying to defend with, and Aguilar just runs right through the whole defense.
Right.
And if the throw is on the money, you are done right there.
Right.
And then what's everybody going to say? The Jets are pathetic, right?
Here's the thing. In a situation like that, what do we say, Skip? Nothing cheap, nothing deep. All you got to do is just keep backpedaling. What are you squatting for?
So the problem is they're just terrible in the secondary. They're beat up, and they're just not very good. So Greg Williams on the fly thinks, oh, God, we almost lost it right there. Well, I got one shot. We got to get home on this one. We got to get people. We need 2 free runners on Derek Carr, and we'll just knock him down before he can even wind up and throw it, right?
Yes.
And to your point, Darren Waller has 200 receiving yards, and I don't know if Gruden diagnosed this early, or I don't know if Derek Carr changed the protection at the line of scrimmage, but he had to change something on the fly, or Gruden changed or called it in the huddle for Darren Waller with 200 yards receiving. And by the way, for jump balls, is he not the best jump ball catcher?
Like you said, he's having a career day.
He is.
Why would you want your best pass catcher in blocking?
In fact, only 6 tight ends in history have gone over 200 yards in a game. And the one of them is sitting across from me, and he had 214, which is the most ever by a tight end. Am I right about that?
You're right.
Okay, so what if you, in your game with 214, it was against Kansas City. What if it had come down to a Hail Mary, and you're in the game, and all of a sudden you hear the protection changes, and Shannon is blocking? How would you like it?
Skip.
Well, you'd be not happy.
Actually, it actually happened that exact same way.
Okay.
We're playing Kansas City, and the game had gone into overtime, and I had what I have.
This game, the 214?
The 214.
It happened, it went to overtime.
It went to overtime. Mike was so convinced because
Mike Shanahan,
Greg Williams was the defensive coordinator.
You should have told me this.
Not Greg Williams, Greg Robinson.
Oh, Greg Robinson.
Greg Robinson.
Okay, all right.
He was our defensive coordinator.
Okay, I got it.
And in situations like this, he was on the sideline doing this, which means bomb.
Yep.
So Mike knows he's going to call it. He calls 50 protection. We run double go, get pass interference. We come on the field, kick a field goal, win in overtime.
Okay, but did you block?
I blocked.
And did you actually get somebody?
Yes, Skip. I was there blocking because 50 protection leads me in. So now I got to stand and block.
Okay.
So it happened.
And that's exactly what happened there. And if you see this play again, Jalen Richard is in the game. I'm not sure exactly why he's in the game, because usually you try to get 5 out into the pattern, 5 receivers out.
Right.
But Jalen Richard makes a heck of a block. He picks up the free runner.
Yep.
He goes across the formation to nail the blitzer from that side.
Yes.
Okay, and then my other problem with this is if Greg Williams is going to call what you call bomb blitz, 2 things have to happen. First, you have to know that you're good enough to get home, and they're not good enough to get home anyway, okay? And
that's one of the reasons why you called that.
If you have the Rams front, or New Orleans front, or let's say Pittsburgh's before Bud Dupree got hurt, then you say, I got you, because you're not going to be able to block me. So look what Matthias Farley, as I pointed out, a kid from Notre Dame, who hasn't started for the Jets all year. Look at what he's in the middle of the field, and I think he's going to cover. I think he's got Waller man-to-man. Well, he just panics, and he needs to come as hard as he can come, because he would be the potential free runner. Because right now, in the blocking. It's 7-on-7.
Right.
But Matthias Farley, look at him right in the middle of the field.
48.
If we see it again. He's right. No, is he 48? Yeah, 48. Yeah. Okay. So he just hesitates. He who hesitates is lost. Okay. So he just stands in the middle of the field and disqualifies himself from the play. If he sees that he steps back to block and you just come hell-bent up the middle,
right.
I don't think anybody can get you.
Skip, what happened is that Greg Williams had success. He ran bomb blitz. And you know when he ran it, when he had his most success? He ran it against the Indianapolis Colts when Tracy Porter picked it.
Yeah.
But he knew the
That's
formation.
true.
Excuse me. He knew once they got in this formation, if I come, they're going to come with the under route. Now, if they run the sluggo, he's beat. But Greg Williams says, I want you to sell out, just like what Bill Belichick told Malcolm Butler. When they get in this formation, this is what's coming. If they double move you, I can live with it.
Okay. All right.
And Tracy Porter picked it. He went to the house, and the New Orleans Saints won. But Skip, in this area of the field, because here's the thing: if they don't get home, it's a touchdown. It's a tie ball game. You give